All right, so every morning at the Fitness Business Summit, we got two chances to get a little flavor of how the Fit Body Bootcamp workouts work. So let's go check it out.
There you go, guys. Breathe. 30 seconds at a time. You guys just going down, coming up, and do a reverse fly, guys. So he's breathing right now. Breathe it out. Breathe it out. It's just the warming. Breathing right now. Breathe it out. Breathe it out.
Okay, it is the morning of day one, and we're heading downstairs to find out what's going on. Should be a great year. Got some great presenters lined up, a cool opening act, which will be a nice surprise for everybody, and just a lot of fun, a lot of information. All right, this is always fun when you come up onto the kind of the staging area and you see what's going on, see all the hustle and bustle. So I'm going to pan around and take a look. They're about to let everybody in, open up the floodgates. I mean, look at all this. This year there's over 600 people. So this is it outside. And here it is, everybody flooding in. Pretty cool.
Look at it.
On stage right now
In a second,
are the St.
call
Paul's
out
doing some crazy mind reading stuff. Check it out.
Starting with you, sir. Have you been to this city before?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Have you been to this city before?
Yes.
Have you been to this city before?
No.
Okay. Would you go back to this city?
Yes.
Would you go back to this city? Would you ever want to go to this city?
Yes.
Okay. Here, hold on to this. Check it out. Think in your mind's association. What's associated with this city?
For example, if you're thinking of Los Angeles, maybe the Lakers, maybe the Dodgers, or Hollywood.
Okay? Starting with you, in your mind, start associating the weather, the climate, sports teams, famous individuals in your city. Okay, sir, those decks all different, right?
Yep.
Cleveland, Memphis, Green Bay, Alaska, we've been to Calgary, all over the place. Okay, can you see that back? Send it back to me. Thank you. Okay. Think about yours. Think about yours. You're a hard one. Think about yours. Ah, man, you got a tough part to read. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to merely name your city. If I name out loud the city that you're merely thinking of, please sit down, and we'll give you a round of applause, a thunderous round of applause. Okay? San Francisco, Las Vegas, Toronto.
Guys up front, and I'll in the recess.
On stage right now, talking about GSD. Take a listen.
It's all about growing your business. And we get that PowerPoint up there. There we go. But it all starts with this one thing, and we're going to dive into this. This weekend, Randy Couture, Martin Rooney, Jay Ferrugia, Sean Barker, Sonia Gonzalez, Linda Dominguez,
Peter
Osborne, Mark Costas, the list goes on. I mean, we truly have people who are going to teach you exactly how they drive clients into their businesses. They're going to teach you this stuff. They're going to teach you information. But I don't want you to make the mistake of thinking that you're here for information. Because you're not. You're not. See, being a collector, a gatherer of information is no different than being a collector of lumber and cement and rebar and sheetrock and tile and countertops. All of those are the ingredients of building a beautiful home. But unless you take action on putting all those ingredients together and putting in the work, all you're going to have is stuff. And far too often, I see folks come to events like this and go home with sheets and sheets and sheets of information. But the number one thing that lacks is the ability to get shit done.
All right, so Bedros just finished his presentation on how to get shit done, and let me tell you, he had the crowd rolling. It was some great info, great inspiration from the man himself. We're going to come back in a second with Randy Couture.
After you do that, after you put yourself out there in that kind of a vulnerable situation, everything else is cake. Standing up in front of you, it's a lot easier than getting punched in the face. But I think we have a like-mindedness. We are all in pursuit of excellence. We will never be perfect, but along the way we will achieve greatness. And I think that's the mindset that we have. Dedication.
Randy Couture is on stage talking about his story, how he became a six-time
Excellence is
MMA
never
world
an
champion,
accident.
and how success is achieved. All right, so I stepped outside to record this because right now Martin Rooney's on stage, and what's cool is we went from Randy Couture, who is a six-time world champion MMA fighter, to Martin Rooney, who has trained champion MMA fighters. Apparently, all of his athletes in total have gotten over $2 billion in contracts. He currently has over 130 locations of his gym training for warriors in 22 different countries, and he's telling his life story. It's absolutely fascinating. He's sharing with us how we can bring out the warrior within us and how we can best serve our clients. All right.
You know what the expensive mistake is? You make it. You make the mistake. You buy the $80,000 piece of technology that you never use. So I made that mistake. You make the mistake and you push people away from you. You do the wrong things. You say the wrong stuff. You hurt somebody. I'm going to talk about those today. Guys, I will stand up here and be bold enough to say I have made more mistakes than you. Absolutely guaranteed. Because what I learned through the martial arts, which we're going to be talking about, the black belt doesn't become the guy that makes no mistakes. He's the one that made all of them. He just doesn't make them anymore. Now, inexpensive mistakes are the ones you learn from somebody else. So, books. How many people have a nice library? If you don't, you need to invest. But man, I was putting together my library recently, and I noticed I was categorizing, and I said, wow, I have so many shelves about other people's lives. And then I realized it wasn't about their lives. What was I purchasing? Their mistakes. What not to do. The things to do. It's exactly what we're doing here right now. That's what this weekend is about. So if you can keep your radar set on that, that's how you're going to accelerate fast.
All right, so I stepped outside for a minute, and who do I find? Bedros. So let's have a word with him.
Hey, JC.
How you doing?
Good, man.
Let me let this thing focus. There we go. All right, there we go. Now you're focused. All right, so how's it going this year?
You know, it's going really well.
I mean, I know we're only, not even to lunch yet. We've already had a stellar lineup.
Yeah, so we've had yours truly, Randy Couture. We've got Martin Rooney up there right now.
Right.
And our biggest problem that we're having right now is we've got to knock down one of the walls because next year we're definitely not going to make it in this hotel.
Yeah, that's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
And so far the reports are everybody's loving it, getting a lot of content, a lot of information, which, if they're listening to you, they will put to good use. All right, thanks. All right, so we just wrapped up the first half of the day. Martin Rooney closed us out. That guy has so much energy. It is incredible, and his life story is absolutely amazing. The people he's trained, the teams, the MMA fighters, the NFL, the jiu-jitsu, all that stuff, amazing stuff. And his energy was just infectious, and the crowd ate it up. Speaking of eating it up, I'm going to go get some food, and I'll be back. So on stage behind me is Dr. Peter Osborne. He's a specialist in functional medicine as well as the go-to guy for gluten. And what he's actually talking about today is how to create passive income in your business, how to increase your revenue by as much as $100,000 a year by just doing stuff that doesn't really require much effort. Kind of when you leave money sitting on the table, as the saying goes, that's bad news. So he's teaching us how we can create more revenue in our business easily with very little extra effort. Let's take a listen.
It's evil or bad, and I don't want you guys to just think that it's all about the money, because it's obviously not all about the money. It's about the passion. It's about helping people. But you can't help people if you're broke, right? If you can't keep your doors open, how many people are you really going to help? Some of the smartest doctors I know, my class valedictorian, doesn't even practice. Doesn't even practice because he went out of business, because he didn't have enough sense to stay in business. So, point being, you got to have business savvy. You got to have the ability to map out what it is, how you can improve, and what it is you can do better, or what it is that's working, or what it is that for your time would work better for your patients or clients, right? That may not cost them a whole lot more money, but the value that you add as a service would bring much more joy to their life, or it would solve a problem in their situation. And what was it? What was it before? It was fat loss, muscle gain. What was the last two?
Hey guys, I wanted to show you my brand new car. Check it out. It's a nice 2013 Range Rover, and this is soon to be mine. And I can't wait to get the keys.
That is not your car.
No, it's gonna be mine because they're giving it to the personal trainer of the year, and we all know that that's me. So
You are not eligible to win that.
no, it's to the personal trainer of the year, and clearly that's gonna be me. So if you notice, it's nice. And
You can't win that.
You sure?
I am pretty sure.
Dr. Cody Sipe is on stage. First, he educated us on why we kind of need to rethink the way we think of the aging population. And now he's talking about how we can train them and how we can value them as clients. It's great and amazing stuff. Really funny too.
Because one side of your brain wants to say the word, the other side wants to say the color. You've got to kind of do something with that, right? That's cognitive dissonance, okay, at play. Well, we apply this idea to aging. We see things like this. Was she wrinkled or wonderful? Is she gray or gorgeous? Dove ran this campaign called a Campaign for Real Beauty. And they were promoting their pro-age line of, soaps and lotions and cosmetics. This was a revolutionary campaign. They mobilized hundreds of thousands of women, and they got them engaged in social media. It connected so well with older women, because older women have a desire to say, look, I can be sexy and beautiful at whatever age I am, right? I am valuable. And so they really connected with this. And like some of you called out, unfortunately, we are taught to look at these two as dichotomous. You're either gray or you're gorgeous, right? You're either wrinkled or you're wonderful. And we've got to learn to put those two together and say, you know what, you can be both. And we see this all the time in our facility. We've had the wonderful opportunity and the honor to work with so many older individuals who are just inspiring and engaging and adventurous. And this is the aging economy that we are talking about.
All right, so we just wrapped up day one of the presentation. Still got a lot to do, though. We got a VIP dinner and a cocktail party at 9. But we finished out with Cody Sipe, who helped us, or talked to us about the aging population and how they're just an untapped resource for us trainers. And it was some really compelling stuff. Bedros came on stage, and the three applicants, the three contestants, whatever you call it, for the Personal Trainer of the Year came on stage, and we kind of got to look at each one of them, and we got to circle a little thing, and tomorrow we find out who wins for the Personal Trainer of the Year. All right, so a little break before I go to the VIP dinner and the cocktail party, and I'll shoot video at both of those. So this is the VIP dinner. We actually haven't eaten yet, getting kind of hungry, but right now everybody's just kind of schmoozing and networking. It's actually a mix of the 3 different masterminds that Bedros hosts, and so zoom in a little bit, you can see what's going on. Actually right down there, that wide back, studly man, that's Bedros himself. And then, see, got a bunch of people over there. There's actually a bunch of people in that room down there too. You can't really see. But it is a gorgeous night here in California. We're outside, got waterfalls and stuff all over. Let's see, can you see that? And there's one other one down over there. Look, there's actually some ducks. If they don't serve me some food soon, I'm gonna eat those ducks. But got all my people over there. There's there's Randy Couture right there. Some other VIPs. All right. And later tonight, we still got the cocktail party, so that'll be fun. Right. Hey, it's cocktail hour, and I'm at the cocktail party. A lot of networking going on. And I'm going to turn this camera around so you can see what's going on. We got a couple open bars over there, and just a ton of people having a good time. It's still early in the night, so who knows? A couple people could end up in the pool or something. But right now, it's just some good fun. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.